Hello, and welcome to Love Out Loud with First Baptist Church in Jacksonville. My name is Caleb, and I want to share some thoughts about fruit, more specifically, bearing fruit. There's a story in the Bible in Matthew 21 and Mark 11 that confused me for a long time. If you happen to come to our services, it's a moment that our pastor recently highlighted before Easter, but I want to spend a little more time on this moment today. In these chapters, the Bible tells us about this moment when Jesus and the disciples are outside Jerusalem and they come across a fig tree. Jesus goes up to it looking for something to eat, but there's nothing growing on it. In Mark, it's pointed out that the time of the figs was not yet. That's how it's phrased. Jesus doesn't get his snack, so he curses the tree that no more fruit shall grow on it. This is where Mark and Matthew seem to not 100% agree on the order of events. Matthew says that the following events happened before Jesus cursed the tree. Mark says that Jesus cursed it and then went down and drove out the people selling in the temple. Either way, let's look at that moment. They were extorting the everyday Israelites into overpaying for goods or animals for services and sacrifices. Jesus chastises them, saying in Mark 11:17, Is it not written, my house shall be called of all nations the house of prayer? But ye have made it a den of thieves. They weren't doing their duty to serve and help the people. They were doing business to benefit themselves. So after this, the next day they're leaving, and regardless of when the tree was cursed, the disciples see how the fig tree has completely withered, and they're amazed by it. Jesus then gives them an illustration about how much just a little faith can do, moving mountains and the like. So, what connects these three things? A fig tree, people being crooks in the temple, and having faith to do wonderful things in God. These almost felt really disconnected to me for a long time. Was Jesus just hyped up in anger at the moneylenders, whether he cursed the tree before, knowing he was going to go down to do it, or if he cursed it after, maybe his blood was still boiling? I know I could identify with that some days, but I don't think so. Like I said at the top, something about the phrase, the time of the figs was not yet, really made this click for me. In 2 Timothy 4:2, there's this instruction to preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and doctrine. First of all, never forget that long-suffering means patience. Have patience. We don't have Jesus' authority, so it's not up to us to start flipping tables just because the verse says reprove, rebuke, and exhort. There's a subtlety there. The fig tree in these verses is important. In John 15, Jesus calls himself the true vine and says that his Father is the husbandman or the gardener or the caretaker. Quote, every branch in me that beareth not fruit he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. In dealing with the fig tree, Jesus was literally trimming a dead plant. And turning out the money changers, he was trimming a figurative branch so that they would hopefully get back to the work they were supposed to do. In both, it was a lesson for the disciples and for us. What this moment really illustrates for us is the first part in the verse in Timothy. Preach the word in season and out of season. We all have days where we feel good and days when we don't. But we should always be a mindful witness and example for God. This is how we bear fruit. Just like the people in the temple, if we want to have or show any kind of discipleship, we have to show it in the way we love. Love one another as Christ loved us. That's the fruit we bear. The term Christian comes from being Christ-like. Don't be a lazy fig tree thinking that it's not your time. Don't be a money changer using false affirmations or false witness because there's something in it for you. Be a worker and a witness for God and Jesus because that's what he calls us to do, to love and to share his word with love. I hope and pray that this moment and this message speak for you in everyday life. If you have any thoughts or questions about this or any other topics about God and the Bible, please reach out to us at First Baptist Church in Jacksonville. You can also visit our Facebook page where we share these devotions along with our regular sermons and streams of our videos of our regular sermons every week. In the meantime, be fruitful, have peace, love on, and God bless.